30th question. Phenophthalene is an indicator that has a different color in acids and alkali. It's an indicator, and there are a few other indicators that you have learned about: universal indicator, litmus, and methyl orange. And we are talking about phenophthalene here. Use words from the box to complete these statements about the color of phenophthalene. When phenophthalene is added to an alkali, it is pink in color. When phenophthalene is added to an acid, it is colorless. And if it is in a neutral solution also, it will be colorless. We move to next one. 31. The bullet train is in Japan is designed to travel fast. Explain how the shape of the train helps it achieve a high speed. Now we know when object is moving, it will have friction and also air resistance applied on it, or drag force applied on it. Higher or the faster it goes, this drag force increases. So in order to reduce this drag force, we can have this streamline shape. These type of shapes we know, streamline shape. We have discussed about fish and bird. These animals are having, naturally they are having that shape. That's a streamline shape that is there to reduce the air resistance. So we will note down that. We call this is aerodynamic shape also. Aerodynamic shape to help reduce air resistance or drag. Okay, let's look at next question. 32. The graph shows how the average population of rabbits and foxes in an area changed. During 2019, the fox population was almost completely killed by disease. Average population is given. It's ranging from 0 to 1400 in this axis, and the other axis is the time or the years. What would be expected to happen to the population of rabbits during 2019? Now, the sudden fox disappearance is shown. So, what will happen is number of rabbits will increase. So, what is the reason? Because there are less predators to hunt down rabbits. So, we will note down first thing they are asking what would expect to happen to the population of rabbits. So, the direct answer is population of rabbits will increase. So, I will write down the reason also, because we need to practice this one. Whenever we write this exact answer, if another reason is behind it, better, I mean, for this question you don't need to write that, but sometimes this question can be a 2-mark question where they are referring to the reason also. So I will write it because of that reason. Due to reduction of predators. What would be expected to happen to the population of rabbits after 2019? Now you can see a gradual increase in the foxes, so that definitely they will increase naturally, so that after 2019 the population of rabbit will stop increasing, or it will like come to a kind of a constant value, or it will come to a level of and after that it will start decreasing once again. So we will write down that. Point of next 33. There are different types of chemical reaction. Draw one straight line from each type of chemical reaction to its description. They have given endothermic, thermal decomposition and exothermic. Endothermic means energy is given out, we know that, and endothermic is energy is entering in, exothermic means energy is going out, and thermal decomposition means energy taken and it breaks down the compound into other small compounds or molecules. Let's look at what are the terms given. Breaking down a compound using heat, so that is for thermal decomposition. The reaction that produces acidic solution, a reaction that gives out heat energy, and a reaction that produces a neutral solution, a reaction that takes in energy from the surrounding. So that we know that the object, if object is taking in energy, that is endothermic. So we will connect it. Okay, so break down the compound using heat, thermal decomposition, exothermic, a reaction that takes in energy, and endothermic, a reaction that takes in energy from the surrounding, exothermic, a reaction that gives out heat energy. Talk about a reaction that produces a neutral solution. When you mix acid and alkali together, there can be a neutral solution creating. We call that is the neutralization process. 34. A car completes a journey of 270 kilometers in 4 hours and 30 minutes. Calculate the average speed of the car in kilometers per hour. Use the equation. It's good that they have given almost all the equations here. And the first one we need to better to rearrange because they asked to calculate the speed. So average speed equals distance traveled is 270 divided by 4.5 because 4 hours and 30 minutes means 4.5. So the answer will be 60 kilometers per hour. Next question. So you can write down the answer over here as well. Next question. 35. The student investigates a reaction of 4 different metals A, B, C, D. These are the student's results. Metal B reacts more quickly with dilute acid than metal A, C, D. And when metal C is heated with the oxide of metal A, it displaces metal A. Use these results to place the 4 metals A, B, C, D and D in order of reactivity. We know that if something is reactive, it can displace the less reactive metal from its compound or like its solution also. When metal C is heated with the oxide of metal A, it displaces A. So that means C has to be more reactive. So I'll write down that in the side. So A has to be down here. Metal B reacts more quickly with dilute acids than metal A, B, C, D. Metal D does not displace any of the metals from their aqueous source. So D has to be very unreactive. So B has to be more reactive than all of these. So the order has to be B, C, A, D. So that's the end of section A. We'll look at section B questions. 36. A student investigates how the friction force between box and the surface it rests on it affect by weight. Yeah, when the weight increases, you can see force need to move the box in newtons changes. They have given 400 newtons. Yeah. The diagram shows the results when the weight of the box and weight is 100 newtons. Use this information to complete the table of results. So we can look at the reading over here. It's in between 0 and 100. Force meter, it's at 70. It's at exactly 70. Next one, plot the results in 400 newtons. Circle any anomalous results on the graph. Draw a line of best fit. So for 70, 400 it is 70. So you can mark that over here. And we'll try to see this one. Now, if you look at all of these, they're like in a proper order except one of these. So we'll mark the anomalous point. It has to be this one. And we will put this line. And you can see it's like properly going through all the points nicely. You can draw it to 0, 0 point as well. Next question, how could the results of the investigation be made more reliable? To make it more reliable, we can do the experiment several times and take the average. So repeat and take an average. Next one, what is the relationship between the weight of the box and weight and the force needed to move it? So we can write the bigger the weight of the box and weights, the greater force needed. The bigger the weight of the box and weight, the greater the force needed. Next one, how would the line on the graph be different if the investigation was carried out with the box resting on a rougher surface? We know that then there will be more friction, so that there will be more force needed, like more force needed to drag it to this side. So there will be I'll move to the graph over here. So if the weight value is over there, what will happen is these points will be a little bit far away. I'll use a different color, like it will be somewhere like that. So that means the line will be more steeper. Next question, 37th question. A student notices that when a metal reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, there is an increase in temperature. The student investigates if different metals give different increase in temperature. The student uses the separators and 4 different metals. There's a thermometer and a beaker 25 cubic centimeters of dilute hydrochloric acid. So you need to remember that the volume is constant over here. These are the steps in the student's method. They are not in the correct order. Let's look at the terms that they have given. Add a piece of metal to the dilute hydrochloric acid. Record the highest temperature reached in the beaker. Record the starting temperature of the dilute hydrochloric acid. Repeat the first 5 steps of the method for the other 3 metals. So that must be the last point, of course. Pour 25 cubic centimeter of dilute hydrochloric acid into a beaker. Stir carefully with the thermometer. Complete the flowchart below by putting the steps for this method into the correct order. The first and the final steps have been done for you. So they have given E and D, so we'll cut out that. Pour 25 cubic centimeter of dilute hydrochloric acid into the beaker, that's given. After that, we can say record the starting temperature of dilute hydrochloric acid, so it has to be C. Then D is given once again. Record the highest temperature reached. No, add a piece of metal. Yeah, now we need to add this one, add a piece of metal. After that, stir carefully with the thermometer F. Then we can say record the highest temperature B. Suggest the apparatus the student should use to measure 25 cubic centimeter of dilute hydrochloric acid. We know that is the measuring cylinder. Next one. Suggest one safety precaution the student should take because they are using a dilute acid, and give a reason for your answer. Safety precaution, we can say wear goggles, wear safety glasses, or wear gloves. We will talk about wearing goggles. The reason is this dilute even though this is a dilute acid, that is also irritant. We call that concentrated acids are corrosive, and dilute hydrochloric acid can be acid is irritant, or it can cause harm. I'll note down that. Next question. What is the dependent variable in this investigation? What are we changing over here is the type of metal. It's the, yeah, what we change is the type of metal. Depending on the metal, the temperature changes. So the dependent variable is temperature increase. State 2 variables that needs to be controlled in this investigation. They have already told about the volume of acid, so we can say the concentration of acid. And also we can say that the size of the metal, or the surface area of the metal. If it is powder, like definitely even though it's the same metal, if it is in a different surface area, different amount of mass, the reaction time and the temperature that it is increasing can be different. So we can note down I put a comma and write the third point that I have, the surface area of the metal. Next one, give a suggestion for another investigation of the reaction between the different metals and the dilute hydrochloric acid, which could be carried out using the apparatus in the diagram. We can check whether the concentration of acid is affecting on the temperature increase. Now in this experiment, what we do is we change the metal from different metal to metal, but we can change the concentration of the acid and check for the same metal and the same amount of metal how the temperature varies. And also we can change the surface area and check as well. I'll write it this way: effect of temperature on acid concentration. Effect of temperature on acid concentration. The same metal and the hydrochloric acid has to be there. Next one, a scientist has been asked to test the effectiveness of two antibacterial kitchen cleaning liquids. The cleaning liquids are labeled cleaning liquid A and cleaning liquid B. The scientist takes sample of bacteria from two tabletops. The scientist takes sample of the bacteria from each of the tabletops before and after the surface have been cleaned with the cleaning liquid. The samples are then analyzed for the number of bacteria they contain. The bar chart shows the results. Number of bacteria in thousands they have given before and after. After cleaning with clean liquid B, you can see it has dropped, and even cleaning liquid A, it has dropped. How many bacteria are killed by cleaning liquid A? We need to find out the difference here. And it's given in thousands, so 100,000 minus this value is 25. So we'll do a small calculation. 100 minus 25, it is 75,000. Moving to next. It is predicted that both cleaning liquids will kill bacteria, but that cleaning liquid B is more effective at killing bacteria than cleaning liquid A. Explain how well the result supports this prediction. Now, if you look at these two charts, you can see that after cleaning also on with cleaning liquid B, there's a higher amount than compared with cleaning liquid A. But the thing is, on the tabletop which clean liquid A is used, the amount of bacteria initially available is less with compared with the second tabletop. So in the second one, you can see it's around 280,000 and it has dropped to 140,000. So we'll look at how much of difference is there in between these two values. 280,000 minus 140,000, that will be around 140,000 difference. Now we know in the first clean liquid A is only 75,000 it decreased, but by using cleaning liquid A, clean liquid B, there's a decrease in 140,000. So we'll note down that we know that both clean liquids have killed bacteria. Cleaner B kills more bacteria. cleaner A. More living bacteria are left by cleaner B. But neither cleaner kills all bacteria. Both of them are not that effective, like they're not killing it 100%. And we can say cleaner A kills 75 of the bacteria percent, but cleaner B kills only around 50% of it. Or you can talk with the amounts as well. Now initially here it is 100 and it goes down to 25, so that means 75% is dead. And here it is 280, it decreased to 140,000, which means only 50% decreased. Okay, that's the end of this paper then. I want you to comment down below what are the topics that you want me to discuss before your exam. I would do it on, I would try to do it before this Sunday. So make sure that you put the comments as soon as possible. Thank you then. Please make sure that you like this video and also press the subscribe button if you haven't yet. Thank you. Bye.